is that...
No, I just, like, it's going to change every time we do this.
Okay. Let me make sure
the live works.
Yeah. And what happened the other day isn't happening again.
Waiting for Natasha Hastings. 16 people already here.
It's the same thing happening. I don't understand. What? This is a whole nother live. Okay.
Oh, yeah. People are here. We're on camera.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. There's 15 people here. I don't understand why it's creating a link, but the live is... Hi, Aisha. Can you mute that? That's gonna,
I was trying to, like, find the...
Should I close this out and go to the other? I mean, people are waiting there, so...
I don't know how this works. But I feel like, hold on. Can I go to that one and be like, hey, guys, it's Corey. Natasha effed it up again.
How many people are waiting there?
16 whole people.
All right, there's 21 people here.
There's 14 people.
21. Well, people are coming over here. Hi, guys. Sorry about the confusion. Again, I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. Why... It's been a tough 48 hours. It's been a tough 48 hours. I know Warholm thought his world record was going to have people talking for at least a few days. Listen, this is what we were originally coming to talk about, and then, like, there's the track and field where it just imploded. I don't know. So
there's 4 people watching. Well, there's 25. Okay.
Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming. Oh, Corey, why didn't we... Come on. Got the ugly blind showing. Pull those curtains.
Hey, guys. Natasha doesn't have a window here.
Thank you. I don't know what's going on. I created a link. So, please share and like this. You guys... know the deal. To get people in the room, we need, for y'all to share and like, subscribe to my channel, also hit the notification bell so that you know when these things are going to be happening. Corey and I will be doing this all summer long. It's a track girl summer. We plan on doing this every day throughout the track and field portion of the games. And we'll also be doing...
Natasha lied about her IG live or YouTube live link. Swipe up if you guys want to get into this live right now. Well, you said, share.
All right, well, let's get in here. GJ, Johnny Dutch's IG live is off the chain. He is not holding back, telling everything. Everything?
We're postponing Track Girl Summer to go watch.
What's the tea? Aisha, I saw you say hey earlier. Yo, I knew... How do you say her name? Mboma?
Was going to be excluded
from the 448.5. Was too unreal. Now I bet Shawnee will go back to the 400 easy comp. I really want Allison to capture gold.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. All right, we got 38 people in here.
What's the ID to this so we can have the notes?
Let's continue to share and like so that we can get more people in here. What day was that we went live? A couple days ago. We had 100.
It's been a week of a day, okay?
We had 126 people in here a few days ago. Let's get it up to 150 tonight. Corey is going to have the correct link to her YouTube channel because a track girl summer is supposed to alternate channels. So one night it's going to be here. Another night it's going to be on Corey's channel.
It's going to be where it is because apparently we don't know how to do links, okay?
The shade.
Today's episode is brought to you by 400 Meter Collection Podium Pink.
Podium Pink. We are sponsored by Podium Pink tonight.
You can put this on. You may not look as good at us, but you can try. And you know what? That's all you can do at the end of the day.
The shade has begun already.
Look, you should just hire me as a brand ambassador.
Okay.
Are you ready to get things started?
Are we ready to get things started? I already know this is going to be a tough session to get through. It is.
Bruh, I'm tired. Let me just say, I'm tired. I hate it here. But, like, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
The funny thing is, I feel like we were going to cancel, like, we were going to postpone this episode of Track Girl Summer because we were like, oh, the Prairie View meet got canceled.
There's Prairie View, Atlanta. American Track League.
I don't know why I thought it was at Prairie View.
No.
I don't know why.
It was going to be in Atlanta
Look,
this Sunday.
It got canceled. And we were like, well, there's not really much to talk about. And that was a lie. That was false. There's everything to talk about.
Everything.
And I feel like it just never stops. He says, something don't feel right. I can't wait to hear yours. Right. He said the IOC would have to change the rules
for everyone. He talked about masking agents. We gonna get into it. Right now, there's 48 people in the room. Let's share. Let's like so that we can continue to get people in here. Before we get started, do you want to just run through what the agenda is? Because we're here to spill some tea. We're here to talk some facts. Before Corey tells us what the agenda is, I just want to say we are not here to be disrespectful, to disparage anyone. In fact, if you get in the chat and you say anything disrespectful or disparaging about any
I'm
athletes,
punching you in the face.
And I'm kicking you out of the chat. This is not what tonight is about. We are both current competing athletes, and we're not here to tear down our fellow teammates or competitors or whatever we want to call them, but we're just here to share some facts and some opinions. And we're gonna talk more about like logistics than So
I also like to say, like, my outfit's very cute tonight. And Natasha wanted to take a couple styling tips. She was like, you know, we're going to do a little jean with a croppy toppy.
I did. I was like, I want to look like you tonight. She came over looking cute. And I was like, what do y'all think of the new set? Like, you know, what do y'all think? Let us know. Can you guys tell I'm stalling?
We're giving aesthetics.
People act like hitting the like button costs money. Hit the like button. Yes. Hit the like button. Share. Get some folks in here.
Hit the like button or I'm going to hit you. I should stop, like, threatening people who are coming to hear us talk.
Please don't. Cleo. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, ladies, looking great.
The set is pretty. Thank you. This is my sitting room in my home. It just happened to be this pretty.
Like, she just has a lounge. It's very grown-up woman vibes.
We can tell the truth without tearing anyone down. We just want the truth. Sherwood, $9.98. Thank you very much. With that, Corey.
You can call me a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. Okay. We got a lot to talk about. First things first, we're going to talk about this 400-meter hurdle record on the men's side, because we're breaking records on both sides. Mm-hmm. You know, let's just start off with some actual track.
Some actual action on the track. Right? On the track. Some track action.
Because everything else is like...
It's just like...
And then, you know, we're going to talk about Sha Carri and Brianna. And then we'll get into Athing being snubbed, if you guys want to talk about that. We've got the 400-meter girls getting kicked out of the 400 meters. And we've got Inika getting kicked out of the high jump. And then we're going to, like, close it with Gwen Berry. We got a lot of things to talk about.
I don't know about you, but today I hate it here. Tomorrow is going to be a great day.
Tomorrow is going to be some more.
But before we get into it, I just want to be clear that, Cleo, my son's with his dad, but he says hi. He'll be back maybe for the next time that we do this. I just want to say the Olympics start in 21 days on my birthday. So,
I didn't know that.
Yes. Corey, look, we're sitting on the wrong sides.
Why? Oh. What happened?
So, if you want to cash app me for my birthday, my cash app is there. But also,
and if you want to cash me for Natasha's birthday,
you know,
I don't have a cash app. I have Venmo.
Support our channels. But no, in all seriousness, there is always like a big kaboom before a major championship.
But this was like a those are my gun noises.
Literally.
Bombs everywhere.
So it's kind of surprising, but not really. But yeah, so like we said, we're going to remain respectful. We're going to have mature conversations. Because it's Corey and I, we're probably going to throw a joke or two in there. But we respect everybody, and we're just going to talk truth and have a little bit of fun. So, before we go, 62 people, continue to share, continue to like. Now let's go.
Okay, let's start off with some positive stuff, some actual track stuff. Kevin Young's 29-year record. It's the oldest male track and field record. Goes down.
Kaboom. His first 400-meter hurdle race of the year.
Which is crazy to me because as a 400 hurdle, like I like to have a rhythm and get into things, and I feel like I'm a championship runner. Like I feel like I get better every round because I'm like, oh
shoot, sorry, we're actually, I guess it's mirrored. So
I swear to God,
right. Sorry. See, it's okay. We're learning. We're amateurs, guys.
I'm already tired, Natasha.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we ran 46.70 from lane 7, and like this was amazing. His technique over the hurdle is just so smooth, and he gets out so fast and so aggressive, which is I think going to be interesting to see him race Rai because I feel like Rai wasn't as aggressive in the start.
He ran a very conservative race, conservative up front.
Yes,
the first 200 was conservative, and then it was like he just hit the 150 mark. It wasn't even the turn. So that part I'm like, ooh, what are we going to do when we run an aggressive 400-meter hurdles? And
also, like, they were running alone. And it's like hurdling by yourself in 400 hurdles because it's like you're hitting your stride path and you're hitting your rhythm, and someone can always throw you off. And so it's going to be interesting seeing, like, okay, when it comes down to the wire, do you when you have to battle out, it's like, okay, am I going to, like, press and alternate? Am I going to stick to my regular stride pattern? Like, what do you do when someone's like right next to you? Because they're not used I feel like you're not, when you're running that fast, you're used to running by yourself.
I mean, and we can use Sydney and Dalila as an example, right? Because they came off, we could say they came off 10 fairly even, and Sydney like took off.
And you can even see how like that affected, like, Shamir's been running well all season, and I feel like it's sometimes hard to like go with people who are at a different tempo with you and be like, okay, I'm going to stay on my stride pattern and make sure I don't hit hurdles and I don't stumble. So I'm excited to see it.
I'm excited too, especially because I always mess up his name. Say it for me.
I always mess up his name too.
Okay, sorry.
Karsten Warholm. The Viking.
That's the point that I'm getting to. He's very like rah, full of personality, extra, which I'm here for, and Rai is just kind of like the silent killer on the track.
Yeah, very disciplined, very just like it.
But to me, Rai is actually more exciting for me to watch. I don't know why. I guess it's the silent killer thing. I don't know, but
that's your vibe.
It is my vibe. It is. So guys, there's 72 people in here. Let's keep it going. Keep sharing. Keep liking.
Someone said he ran the 300-meter hurdles. Yeah, but that's not this. It's not. I'm going to tell you right now. Adding 100 meters
Claudette said that.
to the 400-meter hurdles it's a completely different ball game. You're tapping into a completely different energy system. And like when I would run the 300 hurdles, it was just like I'm just going for it the whole time. Where like the 400 hurdles, like you have to manage and conserve your energy and like really be aware of that. It's a different race. And we're not going to see them until the Olympics because Rai said he's not going to Europe.
Oh. Silent killer.
Ultimately, gave her that. Yeah, because then she could chop down on the number of strides she had in between the hurdles.
Oh, is that how that works?
Which is crazy. I can't do that. I mean, I do it at the end.
Don't take that out of your language.
I know, I don't like saying the C word either, but like it's literally because of my height. Like
Well,
I'm the shortest hurdler in
we're gonna fix
reveal.
that. Who runs a world record on their first race in the season? This guy's a step ahead of Benjamin.
It don't matter if you're a step ahead. It matters if whose step is over the finish line first. Like, it just matters what happens during the Olympics. Facts are facts.
All right. So
You
we're
ready?
gonna put a bow on
I just don't.
400-meter world record, 400 hurdles world record. I think it's fair to say that both men's and women's 400 hurdles will probably be the most exciting to watch at the Tokyo Games. I feel like I should be most excited about the 400, and I'm excited about the 400. But the idea that we could possibly see 2 world records and 2 competitive world records, like we could possibly see 2 people go under both world records, like that's pretty darn exciting. Pretty darn exciting. Benjamin won't lose. I'm surprised Grant Holloway isn't going for that event. He ran 400 hurdles. Maybe we need to do more homework.
But like, what?
Huh? All right, let's move on. 75 people. Continue to share. Continue to like. Guys, thanks for being here.
Continue to knock on the link that Natasha sent out.
Mike T, what up? Thanks for joining. We should have you come in and, give us a little tea. Okay.
You messing up advice? I also think it's just like to go over to Europe in this tiny little window that you have, and like, are you gonna come back? Because you can't. There's no camp to go to.
I'm just noticing your winged eyeliner. I love it. It's so subtle and
it's a little something.
Yeah. It's okay. Sorry.
Natasha thinks I'm pretty, and she is.
I do. I think
she
you're
is
gorgeous.
correct. Because I'm out here looking like Lena, my mother.
But honestly, another thing, a lot of U.S. athletes don't usually like to go to Europe right after the trials, for a number of reasons. This distance between trials and the Olympics,
it's quick.
Is the time frame isn't really that long of a time frame, but also it's hard to get yourself back up emotionally and physically right after the U.S. Olympic trials.
It's so draining.
The last time we came on live, we talked about how difficult making the U.S. team is. And so a lot of athletes will make the choice to not compete right after the U.S. trials because it is draining. And no offense to Warholm, but he didn't have the U.S. trials to have to go through. So
and in some events, I will confidently say it is a much difficult. Like the trials is harder than the Olympics in some races.
Yeah. Just facts.
In 2017, in my race, we had the fastest 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place of all time. That means if you ran that time and you got 7th place, that would have got you a different place in any other race.
Any other country. Again,
in history.
We're talking about apples to oranges here, but the women's 200 still blows my mind. 21.98 does not make the Olympic team. The women's 200, you stay home. Any other country, you're that country's champion. You're on the 21.98 is staying home. So it's very difficult for some athletes make the choice to rest up and get ready for when it counts. So I think that is the choice that Rai made, not that he saw.
And it's also
Warholm's
not like
race.
you're like going down the street to go race. You gotta go up and he's on the West Coast. Stop that flight there.
Yeah. All right, we're dragging this out, but we got 90 people in here. Keep liking, keep sharing. Thank you for being here. Follow Corey, follow me, and let's keep it going.
Follow Jesus.
Please follow Jesus. That part.
Are we gonna get into what we're gonna get into?
Let's get into it. I feel like that's why most people are here.
I'm tired. Okay. I feel like you should start it off because I pride myself as being someone who is dead inside, and I've been in my feelings all day, and I do not like it. So,
and let me
I feel like you have a good framework, and then we can go from there.
Corey and I have been, like, we were texting and talking on the phone till, like, midnight last night. Like, yo,
and then woke up this morning and was like,
yo, what is going on? So, William Greed said it's tea time and we want some tea. Well, it's track girl summer, but we are going to spill some tea.
I'm just hurt.
Yeah, I'm disappointed, and I'm disappointed because I genuinely wanted to see the matchup between Sha Carri and Shelly Ann Fraser Price this summer.
You want to know something funny? You want to know who just texted me? USADA.
Speaking of which, you got your daily reminder of where you say you're going to be tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I hate it here.
My text is probably coming soon too, but
yes, I participate in the sport. I'm a competitor in the sport, but like at the end of the day, like who I started off as, and
Elaine. I didn't mean to. I was gonna say Elaine, but she got the text message. Elaine, you're right. Sorry. Go ahead. Elaine Thompson.
Yes. I'm just a fan of this sport, like, and I love to see great athletes like do their thing and have amazing performances and like get the opportunity to do that on the biggest stage. And like I'm just sad that that's not going to happen, and that's what like hurts. Yeah. It's like, because especially as someone who, like, I know what she did to get here. Like you don't just wake up one day and run that type of time. Like it is a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, like. And yes, like, she made this mistake, but, like, she also dedicated a crazy amount of effort and time and sacrificed a lot to just, like, it's gone. And it sucks because it's, like, for me, I always am, like, when I am going through stuff and I'm like, this is crazy, Coach Flo is trying to kill me. And I really want to eat bread and all this stuff. And I'm like, but I always go back to, like, but your goals, like, and like, so, and then I'm like, okay, it's not a sacrifice, it's what I have to do to like make what I want to do happen.
Right.
And it just sucks that like she decided not to make that choice, and it just bitter. And but go ahead, you go because I'm sad and I don't like this.
I don't like it either. So ultimately, she has been served and she's accepted a 30-day ban, which will mean that she cannot compete in the Open 400. Look at me, in the Open 100 in Tokyo. But should Team USA decide that they want her to, she will be eligible to compete in the 4x1. My thing is, and it is, I feel like it's unpopular, but I've said it over and over when we have the conversation about what our responsibility as the athlete, that we know that we are going to be drug tested. We know that there is a certain, there's a list of things that we cannot, have in our system. Weed is banned in competition.
Yeah.
That's the rule. And, what day was it that we went live?
I don't know, Natasha. Like, time is a construct that like doesn't exist right now. We are in a void. The world is ending, and you want to know about dates?
Okay, so the other day when we were here, we were talking about how the rules are the rules are the rules, yes. Right? We may not agree with the rules.
Yes,
but
I'm gonna work within the system. I'm gonna work within the system,
and we have to adhere to the rules that exist for us. Now, here's the other thing. We may not on the surface understand why certain rules exist, but what I did last night was research. Why is weed on the banned list?
Yeah, and I knew that it's like, obvious, it's a performance enhancing drug because it can calm you down. And like, I don't know about you, I get so nervous. Because I feel like I played pretty much every sport, and I've never had the anxiety that I had before a race, before any other.
And talk about the anxiety that you have at the Olympic trials. that we just said is even harder than being at the Olympic Games.
And we're not, and let me just say, we're not saying that she used weed for that purpose.
Right.
But that is the reason why it is deemed as a performance-enhancing drug, because if I can just be like, I don't have to worry about peeing 600 times before my race, and I can just, like, be like, okay, vibes all around, I just go out and compete. That's different than me being, like, so amped up that, like, I have muscle tension, and that tires me out, and now I'm not performing as well as I want to.
Right.
So there's that. And so when people say it's just weed, yes, it is just like, I don't think weed is, like, this big bad thing. I don't use it because I'm crazy as it is, and I don't think I need to, like, alter my mind, anything, because we don't know what would happen.
Right.
But do I judge people for it? No. Yeah. But at the same time, is it banned in our sport?
It is. In competition. You can do it out of competition all you like. I will say it here on live. I have done it out of competition. I've done it in my off season, when I know that even if I am tested at this moment, I'm not competing. So we're not sitting up here trying to, again, condemn anyone, kick anyone while she's down. What I do want to address is that I send my condolences for her losing her mother. The fact that she found that news out from a reporter is, like, atrocious. Like, and we're not here to defend WADA, USADA, that reporter, anyone. Like, we're not saying anyone is perfect in this situation. But another thing that I found last night, I wanted to know, like, why is weed even on the banned substance list?
Yeah.
And I learned that there is criteria for a substance to land itself on said list. And there are 3 things that substances are measured against. 1, is it performance enhancing? 2, can it cause a problem, like health problems for the athlete? 3, is it in the spirit of sport? Now, whether we want to admit it or not, we sit up here and talk about how athletes are like superheroes. We're role models. We are. So is any recreational drug in the spirit of sport?
I don't know if I agree with that. Okay, and why I'll say that, it's like, no, you should not be high in competition, right? Mm-hmm. And as someone who, like, this, I love being.
I'm seeing the comments. I just want us to get this out, and then we're definitely gonna address you guys' comment. Oh my goodness, 114 people. Let's keep it going. Keep sharing. Keep liking. Go.
So what I'm saying is, like, yes, you should not be high at a competition, but for you to be like, it's only banned in competition, right? Mm-hmm. So how is it, like, detrimental to the health of the athlete, and it is also, like, not in the spirit of sport, but, like, just for this amount, like, just for this time period, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's actually, like, you know, does that make sense?
Well, I think,
but I guess maybe you're on stage in competition.
You're on stage in competition. Like I said last night too, I'm studying to be a counselor. There is a code of ethics in being a counselor. There are certain rules that I may not agree with, but I still have to adhere to those rules in order to be professional and be in my role as a counselor.
True.
Like, it just, and the thing about rules, we may not like them, but they exist to create order. Yeah. There was once upon a time that athletes showed up to track meets and smoked cigarettes.
True.
How was that conducive to your performance?
Because back in the day, they used to use athletes as
the advertisements, you know?
And they were like, yeah, get your lung game up. Like, and I will also say, like, I think that it's easy for people to be like, well, you know the rules, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I think there is sometimes a lack of empathy, and I'm not saying that it's right, but it's like, I understand, I get it. But I think it's like, you also have to realize who you are and what your job is, and, like, take that extra step to, like, make the right decision. For example, was it yesterday? 2 days ago. 2 days ago, karma came for me because I talked about that man's hairline and I had allergic reaction.
See, I told you we were gonna sprinkle a little funnies in here. It's not gonna be all bad.
I apologize to that man, but I had allergic reaction.
Sorry to this man.
I had hives all over my body. I had to go to the hospital, and I know they thought I was crazy because I'm itching like crazy. And I was like, before you put anything in my body, can you just tell me what you're going to give me
in an emergency?
And I'm like, literally, like, I felt so uncomfortable. But I was just, and they probably like, what is wrong with this girl? And I was like, yeah, no, I need the actual drug's name. Go to globaldro.com. And I was, meanwhile, I'm not in competition, but I'm like, just in case you saw it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be, and it's like, it's annoying.
It is.
I would really like to get these drugs in my body as soon as possible because, like, if you saw the pictures of my arm, I looked crazy.
I saw the pictures.
Like,
karma came for.
But the lips look juicy, okay? 400 meter diva collection.
Yes. 400mdiva.com.
Because they were swollen because I was going in anaphylactic shock. But yeah, it's like, that's ridiculous. No other job. If you get drug test, even if you get drug tested for a job, no other job are they coming to your house? Are you having to tell them where you are all the time? Are you gonna like, hey, I'm in the emergency room, but before you do this procedure that can help me like relieve my pain, I need to take these extra steps? Like, I think it's like easy to be like, well, that's just part of your job. Like, I feel like we also need to acknowledge like this is like,
it is a burden. I mean, every time I'm almost 35, and every time I travel, my mom says, "Did you do your whereabouts?" And I'm like, "Mom, I did. Mind your business." But did you do your whereabouts? You know? And if anytime I've gone to the hospital, when I gave birth to my son, like, can I get an epidural? Is that banned? Is that like, these are questions that I do have to ask. We do have to ask.
Which is
because
insane.
It's
that
it is
like
insane,
you're in labor.
But it is also
like,
a part of our job that we know that like, the thing is, anything that ends up in your system by accident or intentional, you are responsible
I'm
for.
not disagreeing with it. I would just like to acknowledge and let people understand.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Like the lengths that athletes have to go. So when people are like, "Oh, well, it's not just. It's
not
a
that
lot.
Simple. It's not.
It's if you had to tell someone every day where you were for not every hour, but for the majority of the day, a lot of y'all's relationships would be in peril.
Okay.
Some of y'all ain't where you say you will be.
The shade. All right, I'm gonna scroll back up and get to some of these comments because I do want to hear what y'all have to say. Again, we are going to be respectful. We're not disparaging anyone.
Can I say something else?
Sure.
Let me tell you a reason why I am a fan of Sha Carri, because I have never seen an athlete in her position take responsibility in the way that she has. She said, I knew the rules. I did it. I apologize. If I'm given the opportunity to have this black number on the team, I will be grateful. But you know what? This will never happen again. I have never seen an athlete be like, my bad. I wasn't doing performance enhancing drugs, but I broke the rules. Most people like the system's coming after me, like blah, blah, blah. Like,
which is what a lot of the narrative has changed to. And I just want to be clear that I don't believe that this is a black-white system coming after someone. Like, a rule is a rule is a rule. The rule existed. Whether or not you like the rule or not, you still have to adhere to the rule. And as you said,
I just had so much
she
respect
owned
for her.
it.
And like,
she owned it.
I was already a fan. I'm like, I fell more in love with her because I was like, real rap raw. And my favorite part, she got in Good Morning America and she said, I apologize to my fans, my family, my sponsor, and my haters. And she said,
did she say haters? I missed that part.
And she said, I'm just like you. I'm just a little faster. I said, be humble, but don't be humble.
Don't be humble.
Be humble, but don't be humble. Like,
and this is why I like her, because she's spicy. And you know, I love to see it. Remember when we talked about it and I was like, I'm human? She's been spicy all along, and then we got this I'm human
But
tweet.
she is human.
But she brought the spice back, and I'm here for it.
But she's
like be
I'm sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. Like, if I lost my mom, I don't know what I'd be like. I can't think of anything more traumatic than losing your child. Like, losing your child and then it's losing your mom.
Facts.
I don't smoke weed, but I'm
pro recreational use. I'm not sure why weed is still considered taboo, but alcohol isn't. Listen, as I sit on camera and sip a glass of red wine, I'm not. What I'm not arguing is what you guys are saying is taboo. But what I am just stating is the rules are the rules are the rules.
Yeah. And
we know what the rules are.
And even Sha Carri said it. Like, she said, I knew the rules. Yeah. She took that one on the chin. And I respect her more than any other athlete I've seen to go through something like this. Oh, if I really think she was high on the start line, come on now.
No one thinks she was high on the starting line. I don't think so.
We were just when we were saying as a performing enhancing stuff, that is one of the reasons why it's banned. It's like if you were high at the start line, you probably would be.
The tolerance level for a failed test for weed is very high. You literally have to be smoking at the meet to get a positive test. Now, I don't do weed that often, so I don't really know.
And also I feel like people's biochemistry react different.
Different.
Yeah, and she's a little
I've been
body.
pregnant and breastfeeding, so I don't know.
She might be a little body, and like I don't know.
I hate weed. I got the munchies when I was high and ate it.
Lappy Taffy? How do you know hold back? Like
that sounds about right.
I feel like I had lockjaw.
I've only done it like twice, and that's literally what has happened. Like I just eat like crazy, and I'm like, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. We are going to talk about the 5-year ban tonight.
That's next on the list, guys. Look. One of my favorite things in life is seeing Black women win. So this day was hard for me.
It was hard. We're literally both exhausted from all the news today. Literally. It's crazy because I ran under PSAL and knew that they could have done random drug tests and stayed away from injections and antibiotics even if they were prescribed and legal. Yeah. Like
I'll take an Advil, and that's about it.
I appreciated that she owned it. Same.
I gave her like
same.
I'm really sad for her. Yeah, we're gonna get there.
We're gonna get that. And so, all right, we're gonna put a bow on this because it seems like 131 people, a new record tonight. Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
elevated things. You did.
I think it's a chemistry symmetry, a symbiotic relationship. You know.
It is. I'm here for it. She can run that fast after some weed. She must be fast, as I hear weed leaves you like a zombie.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know because I ain't really tried it.
I do this since I'm not gonna be. I do think I'm gonna try to get drunk.
Claudette, no, I'm not condoning that. Claudette wants to know, can y'all tell us how many times you've been tested this year so far, just to get an idea?
I can't tell you how many times I've been tested this year, but I can tell you in the past, probably 2 months, I've gotten tested 3 times.
Yeah, I was tested probably I wasn't tested that often this year, honestly. I've probably been tested 5 times. I was tested a few weeks before trials, which is standard.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. The tests are random, but you also kind of know.
You're going to get tested at trials because they're going to test everyone who makes a team because they want to take a clean team.
They have to take a clean team. It's also standard. A lot of athletes don't know this, but the IOC, IAAF require that the athletes have a certain number of tests for that year before they even get there. So that's why you'll see before trials, a lot of people that are going to trials will be randomly tested. Also, if you drop a fast time,
I was literally about to say that. The faster you run, the more the test.
Know that they're gonna be at your house Monday morning. Just know that.
And also throughout the year, I feel like the better my season went, the more I was seeing them.
Hello. Yeah, so it's random, but also if you're running great, they're coming. Can we figure out why the Jamaica Gleaner listen? Let me tell Uno something. Let me speak to Uno, right? Because I didn't want to believe it when the Jamaica Gleaner leaked it, sparked it, whatever. I was like, y'all don't want her to line up against Shelly or something? Why y'all doing this? What's going on? But they knew something.
I'm not going to be disrespectful and try a Jamaican accent. No.
Armand Cole. So if you miss one test, you're banned. That seems very harsh. That is not the case. It used to be the case.
Back in Natasha's day.
Back in my day. Which is why we now have the current system, which people are unhappy about that as well. But you can't please everybody. So
I just feel if I had 2 tests, and this is not me judging anyone, I just know I'd be I would be live streaming to USADA. Good morning, USADA. I'm going to the bathroom. Then I'm going to head down to the kitchen. Me and Kobe going for a walk. I'll be back here. If you want to come test me, I'll be in my backyard.
Yeah.
going down to get the mail.
William Green, it's both. Either or. It can be both. Sometimes they can show up just for blood. Sometimes they can show up just for hair. Just for hair, just for urine.
I don't think I've ever gotten just blood. I feel like it's either urine and blood
both.
or just urine. But I've never gotten like.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
But yeah.
And I also want to say how like you can update. Like I've done my whereabouts and been out of town visiting my cousin in New York City, and they've come to New York City to test me, and I was only there for like 2 days. And they were like, "Hi, we saw that you updated your whereabouts. Can you pee in this cup and give me some blood?" Mm-hmm. They'll come get you wherever.
My sister was so pissed. So during COVID, I basically went home to California, and I was my sister's.
COVID.
During
140 people. Oh my god. Y'all, can we get 200 people in here? Tweet. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip past 150. Let's get to 200. Come on.
Well, what I was saying was like, so during COVID, I was staying with my sister. I was being her like nanny. That's what Stanford education and a world championship gets you, is taking care of your sister's kids. Love you, Kelly. But anyways, USADA rolled up to my sister's house at 6 in the morning because that's when my hour is, because I know I'm gonna be home. Woke up her children, and my sister is even shadier than me. So the doping lady was in the house, and she was like, "So you really came in and woke up my 2 children, my toddlers? People like to get their sleep around here just for some pee. There's not even any competitions. It's COVID." And
yes.
I was like...
So to answer that question, yes, we get tested even when we're not competing, because believe it or not, that's the best time to dope up.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either, but...
yeah.
Just so you know.
That's what I'm saying when I say, like, people are like, "Oh, it's just..." No, it's every single day. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if there's something special, like, I will put, like, "Hey, I will be at my best friend's wedding." So they know, like, hey, like, not so I'm like, "Oh, second dope," but it's more of like, please don't, like, show up at my best friend's wedding. Like, this is why I'm at this location. Right. Like, don't ruin this, because they've come to, I had an internship, they've come to just, they come. Mm-hmm. They'll find you, which is fine, because I'm clean, test me, I'm clean, but can only imagine how many times Bull got tested. That makes that man even bigger legend. I mean, is there a testing facility in Jamaica?
I shouldn't have pulled that question up. Wait a minute, please understand this. Andre Lowe is a seasoned journalist and would never report something unless he was 100% sure. The Gleaner has been around for centuries. They are reputable. Hold on there.
She was
I know that they are a reputable. Let me just, for clarity, I am half Jamaican. Okay. I wasn't, I was throwing a little shade, but I know that the Gleaner is a reputable source. It was just that the news was just like, so like, oh my God, no, is this real? And then for a couple of hours, like, I literally was refreshing my browser, like, is anyone else going to report on this? And it was just the Gleaner, and then slowly but surely it started picking up.
Do you know what broke my heart was, like, I was watching this, like, just watching Sha Carri, and, like, there was a clip of her being at the Olympic trials. She's like, "I'm an Olympian, no one can take that away from me." And I was like, well, gosh.
The media,
I feel like they did that on purpose.
It didn't age well.
I was like, I hate it here.
Oh, no, try and make too much blood clot excuse. She left school too early. She's a gifted athlete, but she's immature, but she's young. So.
I don't think that. I think if you can leave, I left school early.
I left school early as well.
Here's the thing: is you have a finite time to. Well, now you can actually make money off your likeness, but you have a finite time to be an athlete. Your body at some point is going to be like, "This is ridiculous. I'm out." So you can go get your bag.
I'm so behind on these comments.
If you can go get your bag, that's your job. And as talented as if you can beat the best in the world, go get paid like you're the best in the world. But still get your degree. That was important.
That was important. I got mine. Did you get yours?
I flew for a semester. I flew back to from LA to Stanford once a week to finish up my senior year of classes, because I was training with Bobby Monday, Tuesday. I'd fly up after Tuesday's practice, go to my Tuesday night class, go to my Wednesday night class, fly back down because Wednesday was always off, and I'd be ready for Thursday's practice in the morning.
Dedication. I actually left Bobby to go back to school. Like, I was training with Bobby, and then I went back to finish my degree because I only had one semester. And then by accident, I ended up staying in South Carolina. I was like, I don't think I want to go all the way back across the country.
You can make your whereabouts like
down to the minute.
Yep.
Down to the minute, you can change your whereabouts and say, hey, I actually am going blah blah blah. Here's my address.
Because I'm a forgetful person. Like I'm not like someone who like does things in advance. I'll be on the plane, taking off, texting USADA like, here's the hotel. And sometimes it's hard because you're supposed to provide like the address, and sometimes you're like, I'm going to this random meet in Europe. I don't know what the hotel is, because I think it's honestly it's crazy what we do. We get on these planes. You land in an airport in a foreign country where you don't.
You're right. They slipped that in on me. I couldn't. Sorry.
But you land in a random country where you don't speak the language. You just look for a sign that says like Diamond League, and then hope that you don't get kidnapped.
Yeah. Cornell Stevenson. No, I'm
asking for.
We're not gonna be shady.
Oh, yeah.
We're just and I still pulled up the same damn thing. Sorry. Too many people reveling in Sha Carri's misstep, especially men talking about she needed to be knocked down.
I don't like that.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I don't like that.
But who wasn't doing that is male athletes. Athletes that actually have worked, because I love how people like to sit on their couch and tell athletes what to do and what they shouldn't do, and it's like, how did that advice work out for you, sir? What Olympic trials did you compete in? Oh, okay.
You let me know something. All right. So I'm now current on the comments, so we will move on to
Brianna.
The next topic. They did. Andre was the first to report Asafa's and Sharon's cases. Oh, okay.
We find out Andre is like
he's
Mr.
legit.
Detective.
I was not tested in Jacksonville. I think I was tested right before I left for Jacksonville, though. There's actually a database that you can go to and see, like,
how many times
I
saw Allison did it, and that she kept scrolling and scrolling.
It's public record. It's not like, and I also want to point out, the American athletes are actually tested the most than any other country. I'm going to just throw that out there too. So, a lot of times I see the argument being made that it's always you American athletes. Well, a lot of times when you test more often, remember Donald Trump didn't really want us to test for COVID? Why? Because if you keep testing for it, you're going to find positive cases.
Or even on the
other hand, not to say that this is okay and this makes it any better.
No.
But I just want to
Or even on the other hand, I think when it comes to the mistest, like if you come to test me 2 times and I miss both of those tests, I'm still okay. If you come and test me 16 times,
right, it's
way more likely that I might miss 3 of them.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay. I'm just sad. Okay, so like there's a lot to get into this with Brianna, but what I think with her and also with Brenda Martinez is this idea that like athletes have to expose like their deepest, darkest secrets in order to be seen as innocent. Like they are like it's kind of like y'all, like if anything comes up, it's like y'all are guilty and proven innocent, and you have to like literally just like all the skeletons come out of their closet, and like, because here's the thing, it's like Sha Carri's right, like we are human, like, and for her to have to be like, this is something super personal, something that is highly stigmatized, and I'm feminist, her body, her choice, do what you're gonna do, like I don't judge you for that, but like there are millions of people who will judge her for that, and to have to be like, it's either that or lose my dreams, it's either that or lose my, and like to know that like not even just what comes with like the public idea of you, but like I know that you're probably still wrapping your head around like this huge decision that you made in this pursuit of this dream, and then for it to be for nothing, like I'm just hurt because it sucks. Yeah. It just sucks, and I don't like it. I can't answer.
Trev, what you can't speak on enough?
You can't speak on it. should we start with the tampering issue? Okay.
Well, the tampering issue.
I don't like that term because it makes it seem like she was over here.
Because the first time I heard tampering was that I thought, I was like, well, did she try to switch her pee or something? Like, what? That's what tampering meant to me. But tampering was the fact that she, I guess, mistakenly said that the reason why, or the date of which she had her procedure was the date of which she missed the test. Yeah. So that is what they meant by tampering with evidence.
I also like to say, like, the way we do testing,
or not evidence, tampering with. I watched too much 48.
That's what I was getting to. It's like when I first saw that, I was like, wait, what the actual? Because like in my head, like I'm like, I can't even figure out how you would tamper because the way
they watch you
the whole time. Like you had to. It's so like I can't even consider how you would tamper with your. Unless you were like having a bag of pee, but like you don't know where they're coming, you know, like and it's not
gotta
like,
be warm. It's got like,
and they
how do you do that?
They watch you pee. Like there's a person in the bathroom, and you have to lift your shirt. But believe it or
not, Corey, there are people that do it. Like people.
No, I know, but I'm saying like that's why I was like, well, how in the world are you tampering? Like I was like, I don't even know, and like it's very like the bottles are like childproof. Locks, whatever.
Adult proof. Ain't no way you opening that back up after you close it.
So
I don't even know how they open it to test it. Have you thought about that?
There's a machine.
Oh, okay. All right.
You didn't watch that one? Sad to hear about her mom. Reminds me when Felix Sanchez lost his grandmother before the games. Yeah. I think it's hard because
and also Brianna suffered a loss before the trials too. Her brother passed away like the week before trials.
I just was like, it was.
She took knock after knock after knock after knock after knock.
And I feel like that's something I feel like a lot of athletes, because when we are on the track, we are there to compete, and we are also there to put on a show. And like you have to be in like your best self, and you kind of have to tell, like for me at least, I have to be like a warrior. Like nothing gets to me. I can't think about all these things, but like I know so many athletes. If I could tell you the things that people walked onto the track with, and overcame, and it's like their performances, some people's performances are so much more amazing because I'm like, I know what you been through to get to the starting line. And
I think let's acknowledge this comment, because I think this is a prime example of like what we've just spent and are continuing to spend time talking about is such a negative thing, but we do need to hear more and spend more time talking about stories like this. Big shout out to Trayvon Barmel and his comeback. Really wish his story gets more attention among all the recent negative headlines. And that honestly, your comment hits the nail on the head for why I don't usually like talking about these things, but I want to shift it a little bit from talking about the athlete and the infraction, and more so about the rules and
just so people can be educated, because I feel like people get on Twitter and like, well, this is how things, and like you have no idea.
I think because there are emotional ties to athletes, and I think that we see it with Sha Carri, right? And like let's just.
Can I just say I'm happy that the people who were riding for her when she was up is still riding for her when she's down.
Absolutely.
Because that means a lot.
Absolutely. But my point being with Sha Carri, like, it was just weed. Like, we can all agree that it was just weed. She's getting just a 30-day ban. Unfortunately, that 30-day ban means that her Olympic trials results are wiped and she cannot compete in the 100 at the Olympics. But she still will be able to compete in the 4x1. So if you ask me, the crime fits the time, or the time fits the crime,
It's just unfortunate with the timing.
It's just unfortunate that with the timing, and that's where the emotional attachment is like she's being done wrong. But it's like, no, she actually broke a rule, unfortunately, that she took responsibility for. It just sucks that it's happening at this moment, and she's going to miss out on this 100.
Yeah.
So now bringing it back to Bri, I think 5 years is tough, but unfortunately in Bri's situation, she's already served a ban for whereabouts filings. And so to now double back, and then the saddest part of all of this is if she would have just accepted the second missed test, this would not be a conversation. Well, I don't even know if that's the saddest part more than her personal business being put on blast. I can't even bring myself to say, because I'm just like, the fact that we had to find out about that
because I don't think she.
I just think that's foul beyond, like, it's just foul. Like, she shouldn't have had to disclose that information, whether that was something that she needed to disclose for the
but I don't understand how that couldn't be like a sealed
but that should have been a sealed. The public should not know that information.
Like, I'm upset that I know it.
Right, but unfortunately, all of the addition of all of these things it
just sucks, because I feel like the sport is getting robbed of one of its greatest talents.
Yeah, she's the reigning Olympic champion. And let me be clear about this, because we talked about this. I watched back over what I said the last time about the missed tests and the logic behind why the ban is possibly longer than actually testing positive. I want to be clear. I don't believe Brianna's dirty.
I don't think so.
I don't believe Christian Coleman is dirty.
I don't think so either.
I don't believe Sha Carri is dirty. I want to make sure I pronounce everyone's names right. But if the rules are the rules, we have to follow the rules.
Can I say something? If the rules are the rules are the rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
USADA, then your DCO should know the rules and follow them as well. So, if you don't know what a DCO is, they're the people that come and take your test. These people are a third party, and their job is, they don't get paid unless they get your sample. I've had multiple personally with me where these people have violated the rule. I have been threatened with I was advocating for my rights, saying, hey, I don't have a problem giving you a test, but you got to wait till my practice is over, which is in my right.
Mm-hmm. This
man told me, well, I'll just say you're not complying with a test, and, that's a 2-year ban. So am I going to stop my workout and give you this blood sample, or, risk my career when it's your word versus mine? I've had a lady, because, like I said, you get paid if you get that sample. She notified me and my teammate at the same time. She did not have 2 chaperones for us. I had to go home because I had a flight to catch, and my teammate had to pee before me. She sent her daughter with me, who was not any way associated with USADA, WADA, IAU. Her daughter said, well, if you have to pee before my mom gets here, just pee in a cup so my sample can get contaminated. But these are the people, you guys hold rightfully so, you hold athletes to the standard, but the people who are responsible. Natasha, did you not say that you had a DCO, your specific gravity was not within the range, and he said it's fine?
Oh yeah.
And you know who was going to have to deal with the repercussions?
I was like, no.
And the reason why he said
I'll
it was
wait
fine,
and give you another sample.
He didn't want to wait because it was the same guy who didn't want to wait for my workout to be over.
Mm-hmm. And this is why it's important for the athletes to be educated on the rules and what your rights are, because you have a right to finish your workout, finish your cool down. It's the DCO's job to stay within eyesight of you. Yes, that's required. Make sure I'm not trying to mask anything.
And if I have to go somewhere, you got to go with me.
You go with me. I've had a drug tester come at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. This was before the hour. Right? I was living in Florida, knocked on my door. I was still in bed. I was like, all right, come on. Sign my paper. I've been notified. Here's the remote for the TV. I had a big sectional. I went back to sleep on that couch. I don't know how long I went to sleep, but I was in your eyesight. And when I'm ready to give you this sample, you're going to get this sample. It's your job.
And that's fine. But see, I don't have a problem with a DCO who does that. But I have a problem with a DCO who's...
Cousin, what specific gravity?
So when you
that's my cousin, by the way.
When you pee, you can't have super diluted pee because that's a way to mask.
Right.
So it's like I could just drink a bunch of water and basically all you're getting is water. You have to have yellow pee.
Yeah. Basically. It's got to be a little tinted.
Yeah.
A little
and if it's too diluted, you have to sit there until you have to pee again and pee again.
Because if it's too dilute, your test could be inconclusive.
So all I'm saying is if the rules are the rules are the rules, and you're going to hold athletes to the cross, hire people, educate people, and make sure that it is fair across the board. Because
that's why
I am someone who knows my rights, and I'm someone who has no problem advocating for my rights, and they still played me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. All right.
I'm just hurt for Brianna because I just feel like
my thing is, how can a plant herb be listed as a drug? I think that's the deeper part certain people are speaking about. If you're familiar with Harry Anslinger and the war on weed. All right.
I don't think, like, here's the thing. I don't think we're sitting here talking about the efficacy or, like, how right this rule is. We're talking about this is the rule. Now, if you want to go change the rule, cool.
Right.
But right now,
which I think is a fair conversation.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Yeah.
But
okay, I got a little ambitious. We at 148. Just get us to 150. I would like to get to 200, but if you could get us to 150, that would be cool. You know, share and like. Go ahead, Zara.
I don't even know where the thing is. Man, I was excited to see here. Yeah, I think we're all excited, and I think Sha Carri was excited, and but I just love that she just really took responsibility because that is very rare.
Yeah, it is.
And that's not towards y'all. I'm responding in the comments. I don't know what he's responding to.
Oh, when he made the comment about the weed being an herb, and
I think it's a fair conversation to have, but like we sit here and talk about like, hey, look, let's just have something fair.
Somebody, Jonathan, I agree.
Corey's shoulder will get you in 200
viewers. Remember the other day I was like, give him some more shoulder.
Not you whoring me out.
All right. I think we can put a bow on this now and move on to the next topic. I feel like we've,
Okay.
Well, before we put a bow on it, our thoughts and prayers go out to Bri. I hate to see a real one go out. I really do.
That's what we do. This 5-year ban is basically a death sentence. That's saying you're done with track and field.
Yeah. A lot of people think that United States make these rules, and it's not on them. People would know if they watch the sport. Yeah, the rules actually come from WADA.
Let's talk about this world ranking rules.
And then USADA has to follow WADA's rules on top of our own rules. We do have our rules, maybe a little bit different than some other countries, but WADA is the top dog that USADA has to answer to.
Can I ask you a question? When you started getting emails from the AIU, I was like, they were like, can you? I was like, I don't know.
I ain't never heard of you before.
I don't know this man.
Sorry to this
you
man.
And I'm like, who are you coming in the game? Yes, this is a rule, but with marijuana for the specific part, it would actually be a disadvantage.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Marijuana can be performance enhancing. We touched on that a little bit, but anyway. This is a great object lesson.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of like.
Sha Carri definitely has a lot of time to recover from this, and like I said, it's a 30-day ban.
Which I'm like, thank God.
Thank God.
Like, it just sucks that the 30 days is within the But like, as someone who's never been to the Olympics, I don't think my career is defined by that.
Welcome.
Aw, welcome. And I like Sha Carri's gonna see another Olympics, and I know she's gonna be great. Well, she told us, she said, this will be the last time. I'm mad that she was like, y'all ain't gonna get the job done without me. But she said this will be the last time that a U.S. woman won't win the 100.
But she don't know. Tiana, Jenna, and God, what's the other young lady's name?
Jay Oliver. Yeah,
I
think they're very talented.
With Jay is actually her training partner.
Yeah. I don't think she meant it like that. But it was just like,
yeah.
You know me, I catch them if you throw it.
Mike T. So we're going to answer this question and we're going to move on to the next topic. The 30-day ban ends on July 27th, and therefore USATF will be able to reinstate her on the relay.
Because you can technically use anyone you want for the relay pool. So, like, you don't have to have, like, the 4th place finish at you. You can just be like, I was balling all year, and they can be like, right. Nick, it's up to their discretion.
Yeah.
Let me not put that out there.
She didn't do it intentionally. She didn't do it intentionally. My bad. I'm the one who said it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
A thing be doing the things, okay?
Okay. A thing of beauty. Okay. So they had the nerve to snub her.
So she went 50-52 indoors. It's the number 2 under 20 of all time. She went 158.40. That is the indoor collegiate and world under 20 record in the 800. Also, side note, she bested the previous collegiate record by 2 seconds, which is crazy. Can you imagine someone beating you by a second in the 400 and then doing it again?
That's a whole city block. Like, well, anyway, move on.
And then she ran 157.73 to get the 800 U.S. collegiate record. Then she was like, you know what? I'm going to step down to just like my little side chick in the 400. Went 49.57 to get the collegiate record in the 4. And she anchored Texas A&M to a collegiate record in the 4x4. This girl has been working. She said, it's fine. I don't need an ESPY. I'm going to go and try to go get a gold. Like, it's fine. She said, I'm going to go get a gold. But I do think
But it's literally the disrespect, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And, I mean, emotional, yes. Because we've been talking about, like, the awesome recognition and coverage that we've been getting in the last couple of weeks since the Olympic trials. Like, we've been saying how we've never seen, like, it. And but social media has something to do with that, but the idea that this girl did all of those things, I don't even know who the nominees are, but I'm sure they haven't done a fraction of all of those things that you just listed.
Well, I'm gonna say it because like Simone Biles be out here doing things. Okay,
right. I said it.
But what I just feel like we don't have to push someone down to lift someone up,
You're right. She's right.
But what I will say is, give Athing her things. Is viral lately.
Sorry.
And that's probably part of it. But I think track and field doesn't
and
get
she's
the order.
A freshman. That part. She ain't even 19. Is she 19 yet?
I'm like,
she's a child.
All right, well, she run like a grown woman.
She run like a grown woman, but she's a child. She can't even have a glass of wine.
Let me have a sip.
No.
Yeah, I think that track and field athletes only get if there was going to be a year to get recognition, it was going to be this year because they don't care about us if it's not an Olympic year.
Facts. Unfortunately. Okay, I already saw those. Sorry.
Do you want to talk about this 400?
Hold on, wait. Let me read this. Shelly on eating that green banana, yama and cassava made by the maroon ancestors, Nanny and Sam Sharp, and them people. What a legend. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I really wanted to see the matchup.
Yeah.
We're
fans. We want to see it go down.
As the mommy and half Jamaican, I know.
Get out of my house.
I know. It's
blasphemous. I know you live here, but get out of my house.
I know. But I had to be honest.
No,
I had to be honest.
Here's the thing, like, if there's one thing I have learned about being a member of Team USA is like we are gang.
Gang.
Like,
we are.
I had a friend.
But I just Shelly,
I had a friend. We are very close. He competes for a different country. I said, look, you know what? I'll be cheering for you to get silver. I said, actually, no, we got more than one American in the final. I said, you can go get bronze. He said, you're not. He was like, I understood when you said the first guy because you're friends with that person, but the other person you don't even know his name. I said, look, if you got Team USA,
let me tell you how deep it is, right? My brother is 12 years younger than me. He says I am his second mother because I practically helped raise him. I am not my brother's favorite female athlete.
I'm not.
Shelly and Fraser Price is.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
He can even move it to another sport.
No. So. But anyway.
But what does that have to do with you, Natasha? You Team USA.
I am.
We might have all this drama, but when we get to the meet.
I would say I'm equally connected to both, honestly.
Honestly, like, I lost the thing. I don't know. I'm just putting numbers in. I'm like, you know how a lot of people are like, well, if I can't compete for the U.S., like, I have dual citizenship. I'm like, of all the countries that it don't matter. It don't really matter.
Sorry.
You got no, like, Irish blood or something? No shade to Ireland, but.
I got English blood.
Really?
Yeah, if I could have run for anyone, it actually couldn't be Trinidad. It was Great Britain, United States, and Jamaica. All right, let's move on because we said this live. Okay, Before we got on here, we were like, we're not going to be on live for 2 hours.
No, and I said we're going to be on here for 6 because
it was a busy day today. There's a lot of things in the news today.
We almost, I said, we almost canceled this, and first of all, y'all said for us to come on here.
Yeah, we got messages like, are y'all gonna come and talk about this tea? So here we are.
It's not even tea. I don't even think it's tea. Like, tea is fun for me. This is just like heartbreak over heartbreak. Okay, so I'm gonna mess up their names, but Karsten Mboma and Beatric Masilingi. They were.
I'm not even gonna try.
I hate myself, but that's okay. They were banned from the 400 to the 1600 at the Olympics due to a natural.
Sorry, let me acknowledge this. Thank you for the super sticker. Pair character sliding on the floor and on his knees saying "goal." Okay, thank you, Rob. Okay, go ahead.
So they have naturally high testosterone. This girl ran 51:57. Oh, sorry, no, that was her PR was 51:57, and she lowered it to 48:54.
How old is she? She's pretty young.
She's
right?
Yeah, that's an under 20 record. Fastest time in the world just happened on Wednesday. The the other woman, because I cannot. Lowered her personal best from 50:42 to 49:53, and she's third in the world.
Mm-hmm. And how old is she?
I think she's also under 20. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about this, and I think the issue with sport, and I'm not saying like.
Let me uncross my hands. They say when you cross your hands, you're blocking yourself. You're not open to body language. Yeah. Anyway.
So they so gender is a spectrum, as we have learned. Like it is not just this black and white male, female. However, sports is.
Wait, sorry. 155 people. Keep sharing. Keep liking. Okay, back to the topic.
So in sports, we have this. So it's a binary system, mm-hmm. Male, female, but there's people in between,
right? And
I don't know what the solution is to that, but it's just I think it's just hard. This whole week has just been it is just hard to see people lose out on their dreams.
Yeah,
regardless of how they lost it, I'm just like, huh.
Yeah. It's tough for me because remember it was with you when we had the conversation about Caster Semenya, and I came back the following week and I was like, y'all, I said some stuff that was offensive and I didn't know it was offensive. Like,
I don't think I was offensive.
You weren't here for when I said
What did you say? What did he say?
I think it was more so the things about like kind of along what you were saying about being on the spectrum, but like what's fair versus what's not fair. And it was after I went back to, interestingly enough, the topic that I was studying in school at the time was about, and they don't fit into this category because they're not trans. These are women,
these are cis women
who were born and they naturally have higher levels of testosterone.
Which I wanted to say, if you test me, we probably have higher levels of testosterone than the average woman. There's a reason why we are athletes, is because we are different than the average human beings because we're doing dang near impossible stuff.
Right.
To be where we are in the 1% of the world, right?
Literally. But maybe even less than the 1%.
Probably. Yeah. And so I always say athletes are the closest thing we're going to get to superheroes. And it's because we have unique abilities and powers. And it's
So I agree with you in that I don't know what the equitable answer is, because
I also am not trying to race anyone who's running 48.
Like, I may be running one more season after this, but I'm also like.
I also in my research, because I'm now a journalist, because starting today, because I thought we were just gonna get on here and just have a good time, and I was gonna say reckless stuff, but no, I have to like.
We
I was like, let me have my
sometimes.
facts together. But due to this and some other things, the 7 fastest women in the 400 meters since the start of 2019 are not going to compete in Tokyo. Shanae said she's run the 200. Saul was banned. There's 3 girls who have too high of testosterone. Sharika Jackson switched to the 1 and the 2. Athing said the 400 was cute. I'm going to the 800. And so the 8th fastest woman in the world is actually slated to be the number 1 time going to the Olympics since 2019, which is Wadaline, which is crazy to me.
I mean, I'm just proud of my fellow Gamecock. Nick Simmons has a good video on this topic. He was a biochem major in college, and I recommend listening to it. Can you drop the link, not in the chat, but in the comments on this video, so I can go and listen to that?
Also, there was a really good.
Gender and sex are not the same, unfortunately. But to be honest, Castor has the same issue. Yes, we're talking about the same. They have the same.
I don't think they have exactly the same issue though.
Oh, is it not?
I think I don't want to get into.
This is more your topic. I honestly did not do much research on this topic. But what I was saying is that in this instance, I want to be sensitive to the fact that we are speaking about human beings. And one thing that I learned about this community is that they have the least amount of say in the decisions that are made that affect them the most.
Yep.
And so that is the part where I'm like, oh, bitch. Oh, dang, I don't usually cuss on here. Sorry.
It's one
Shut
of the days.
your mouth, you know?
Yeah.
Because there is the selfish part of me that as a human being, as a woman that lines up against other women to race, it's admittedly humanly so. I feel as though it's unfair. I feel as though I'm at a disadvantage. But then as these other women are human beings as well, they can't help the way that they were born.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to this question. I don't know how to have this conversation without saying something offensive, regardless how well-intentioned my words are. It's almost like you're a very well-spoken Black girl. Like, no. I don't know. It's tough. And I'm trying to be respectful and...
Unfortunately, we are trying to put human beings in boxes, and human beings don't fit in boxes. And it is hard because, like I was saying to Natasha, it's like we obviously want a level playing field, but talent isn't level. And so I will never play in the WNBA because I am not 6 feet tall. I honestly don't know how I became a hurdler. It's because I'm delusional. But I don't think it would be fair to me to be like, well, the average height of a woman is under 6 feet tall. So if you are over 6 feet tall, y'all guys got to just duke it out in the NBA. But like us real women, like that's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
You know, there's a reason. So it's hard to wrap this up in a nice neat bow. Because this is a messy topic. It is. But what I would say is like I feel for these athletes because if someone told me I can't do what I love
to do
because of something that's completely out of
born this way
control. Yeah. I can't provide for my family because of something because I'm so good because of something that's completely out of my control. It's easy to be like, well, it's not fair from sitting from our point of view, but it's also really not if you're sitting in their shoes, it's not fair that you're telling them like, hey, if you want to compete, you have to take all these pills that's going to alter your hormones. And I don't know how long testing has been done on this, so we don't know what the effects of it are.
This is true.
Like,
this is true.
It's not. I don't know if there's.
I don't know.
So, do you want to talk about this world rankings situation because I think that it's asinine. I think it's insane. Okay, so Inika McPherson, who going on the height, is such like a boss because she is just the littlest thing going over the tallest things. We love a delusional partner.
But I wanted to say this while you were talking, but I didn't want to cut you off because I'm always cutting you off. But to be the near superheroes that we are, we almost have to kind of be delusional. Because how do you become like the 0.1%?
How do you tell yourself, I'm going to be the fastest in the world or something?
You got to be delusional. You're delusional. When I used to tell people that when I was a kid, they used to look at me like you're crazy. I was crazy. Yeah, crazy enough to believe in my wildest dreams. Did you get that? Was like okay, keep it moving. Oh wait, we got a super chat. Hold on.
What's a super chat?
Thank you, Jay Wilson. Thank you for that.
Wilson.
All right, go ahead.
Should I start singing out all the names of the super chats?
Oh, we gotta get Ray on here. I've been meaning to reach out to him and see if he'd be willing to collab. Okay. That would be dope. That would be dope.
Okay, so Inika got second at trials. They let this girl do a whole victory lap, get her medal, get her flag, go through processing, to then tell her that because of this new world rankings rule, because I feel like it's not just like, hey, but this new world, like y'all didn't let her do all that.
To then a week later come back and say, oops, sorry, psych.
But you know, USA Track and Field's committed to athletes' mental health. She will no longer going to the Olympics, and Tanita Butts Townsend, who is ranked higher than her, she's ranked 21, Anika's ranked 27th, will be going. Big up to Corey, top of
Flo's West Indian? Where is he from?
He's Haitian.
Oh,
that's why he's crazy.
All right, big ups. Yeah, Corey did that thing.
What did I do?
When you won.
What?
2017.
Oh, okay. I didn't read the comments, so I'm like, I don't know who's
sorry. Go ahead. Do your thing.
And I forgot to look it up, but I'm pretty sure this girl did not make the final.
Yeah, she placed 14th, I believe, at trials. I think
this world ranking. First of all, okay. So the way the world ranking is based off of it is it's you're able to like boost. You're able to moneyball your way into a higher world ranking by going to certain meets, because certain meets are weighed heavier than other meets, and if you go to more meets, you're gonna boost your world rankings. Any time where we are in a Panasonic Papa John, right? And there was about 2 meets before.
Wait, you also gotta throw in the variant in there, because you know we're fully vaccinated, but you know there's variants out there now, so we gotta risk our lives to go out here to chase this world ranking.
Y'all changed the rule
in the middle of a panini
during a Pantene Pro V. And took a girl, and no shade to this girl, but are we trying to send the best team, or are we trying to like play these games? Like, one of the things I love about track and field is like, I love that numbers don't lie. I used to play basketball and soccer, and I knew I was better than some girls.
Ooh, Rob, this one is on the money.
It's also
on the money. On the money.
It also favors European athletes, because if the higher ranking, if I'm a meet director, right, and because
take a deep breath. All right.
As someone who just like kind of believes in Darwinism to the core and believes that like you eat what you kill, I just believe that winners should win. Okay? And I feel like the best athletes should be able to compete. If I'm a meet director, because this man really, we had a meeting, this man came down and was like, the reason we're doing the world rankings is to give these athletes, you're not the best athlete, but give you a chance to get to these big. I don't care. I don't care if your dream is to be a professional athlete, but you're not good enough to be a professional athlete. I don't care. I don't care if you don't get in these. I'm sorry.
Sorry to this man.
I feel like there needs to be like a yes, athletes need a chance to develop and grow, but that doesn't mean you get to go to the freaking Olympics because you went to 2 extra meets. And if I'm a meet director and most of the meets are in Europe, who do you think I'm paying to come to my meet? I'm gonna fly this random American who doesn't have a big presence.
Irony is they'll pay the American to come, but they have to put their local countrymen in to sell the tickets.
My first season out, I had the number 2 time in the world, and they put a girl whose sister was like bawling. She ran 60 seconds in the 400 hurdles, and they put her in the Diamond League final, and not me. And I was there.
You got to score points to get in the final, but how was she in the final?
I was at the meet. Mm-hmm. I was at the meet, and like I warmed up because they were like, maybe you'll get it.
Oh wow, I didn't know this. Tyra Gittens is number 7 in the world, missed the heptathlon standard by 2 points, and she's not going because of the world ranking system.
This is something I'm saying. It is a detriment to our sport. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it is like what like. And then what is the point of the standard? Goodness. What is the point of the standard?
This is a good one too. It's very participation trophies, just on a pro scale.
This is a breakdown of society. Do you know how society is formed? You know how civilization is formed? It is through specialization. It is by saying, hey, I'm not good at this, so I'm gonna do that. And that is how trade happens, and that is how commerce starts, right? But if everyone gets to play, and some people don't figure out, hey, I'm not good enough to do this and make money at it and do it at a professional level.
Which I think is the problem with our sport, period, right? Like, we want to be professional, but we're still behaving as amateurs. And if our governing bodies continue to treat us like amateurs, how do we advance to professional?
Well, you know, USC Track and Field is a nonprofit organization, so there's that. It's fine. It's
a nonprofit NGB,
and that's not. I'm just saying, and it's just. I mean,
there have been talks about us moving into it for profit.
There's conflicts of interest when you have a professional, but it's also governing youth, master. It's like
she's going to the Olympics for the long jump. Well, I'm happy she's at least going, but that's crazy. That's crazy that she was dominating the NCAAs all season long. And sorry, okay.
I just feel like
another super sticker. Thank you, Jay Wilson.
I just feel like it's ridiculous, and I think it's crazy, and I just.
Let us know, sis. Let us know. That's why I keep telling her to take a deep breath.
Okay. One of the reasons I love track and field is like, I had soccer coaches, and their daughter was on the team, and so she got to play more time than me. Track and field, the numbers don't lie. I can go out there and make you look stupid for not putting me on the relay because look at my time. Shout out.
I think what's happening,
and I feel like how are you gonna be like you got second.
See, but I think
you got
what's
second
happening
at trials.
And I think...
What is the point of trials then? Why do we have trials? Why don't we just go full rankings? Why do we have trials? The whole point of trials is like, hey, who can be the best on this day because that replicates the Olympics? Who can come and perform when the pressure's really on? When it's really time to get it popping? Who can get through these rounds? And you'd be like, you know what? Who went to 6 meets? Like, I hate it here.
So, but I think what's happening is... we say it over and over and over. We want to be professional. We want more recognition. We want more. Well, you just got really worked up. And I think we go through these experiments of like, what can we do to bring more excitement? What can we do to bring more eyes? I don't think that's what it was. And I think a lot of the times these things end up being to the detriment of the athlete. Now, I do think that sometimes... I think
their version of bringing more excitement is being like, well, maybe if the rest of the world can compete with the Americans, and then it's not, because I think it looks crazy when you have the top 6 in the world are Americans. So it's like I can get a lane, and I'm number 4 in the world because there's already 3 Americans in the race.
They are trying to level the playing field.
Why?
I mean, we just talked about doping and leveling that playing field. So
that's not leveling the playing field. That is.
By the way, I'm just here to be a
that is crippling. That is crippling the sport. That is being like, that is. It's the same thing they're doing to Simone. Like, we can't keep up, so you gotta hang back. Leave me alone. I don't want it. Do y'all want to see us ball, or do you want to see us ball? Like what it is? What is like? I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm okay. okay, it's just this day has been a lot, and I just want the best. I want the U.S. to have the best team. I want the rest of the world to bring their best, and we go head to head and we see what happens. And what's going to happen is that the U.S. is going to. It doesn't really matter who we send because we're coming for the.
Claudette, slow down for a second. Let me get a word in, because I do think there is a point here. I think it will encourage people to compete more. I feel like there's a lot of ducking and dodging. Hopefully we can get a few more Diamond League meets in the. Now, before you go off.
I'm not.
No.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Because in this circumstance, yes, we are in a pandemic.
We are.
So the realistic expectation is not fair in a pandemic. However, this has been my issue with professional track and field, because that is something that we do have as the athlete. We have the freedom to make our own schedules. However, if your biggest ticket selling athletes only show up for the world championships, but you want us to buy tickets throughout the entire season, your biggest ticket athletes need to be showing up throughout the entire season. So another rule that we don't necessarily like, but if things are done correctly, we all can benefit from it. I've been to the World Championships and the Olympics where the stadium is empty, but it's only full on the day that Usain Bolt is there. Okay? So if Usain Bolt only shows up for the World Championships, but no Diamond League events, who is that helping? People want to see great clashes. They want to see fast races, far throws, high jumps. If you're not showing up, the fans aren't showing up either. I'm just saying, in a Panini Pantene Pro V, I can't say it the way you do.
You want to see these
clashes? It doesn't make sense.
You want to see these clashes,
but
you want to see these clashes, but
I understand the business of it.
You want to see these clashes, but we ain't seen this 100 clash. We ain't seen this 100 hurdle clash. And I know it's not. I'm just.
Those are different.
Those are different. Okay. Here's what I'll say. As someone who comes,
the moral
you're
of the
right.
story
that was wrong.
Everybody has to do their part. The athletes.
Okay. First of all,
everybody has to do their part.
I come from an event where we don't duck and dodge. We get it popping.
Terry McGriff said, "Time to go to bed." Corey, respectfully.
First of all, I come from an event where one thing you can say to the 400 hurdles is because they only give us like three Diamond Leagues, so we always all of us are always there.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
So, but in this case, Inika ducking and dodging of all athletes. Anika's is a warrior. I understand what you're saying.
I'm just here to give the devil's advocate.
I understand what you're saying.
It's messed up that Inika's being left home. I do.
You think she's ducking and dodging?
I don't think she's ducking and dodging, and I do believe in our system where you show up on the day of, and sorry,
honestly, I feel like that ducking and dodging was your generation type stuff, because these young kids, they get in it. They trying to race, because especially in this year, we haven't raced in forever. We want to race.
Shouldn't they compete at the national championships? They do have to compete at the national championships. Just because you have the bye, but you still have to show up.
Because I was injured, but I still went to the national championship. Yeah. Showed my fitness.
Corey about to go off on somebody.
Look, guys,
I'm just saying. I don't. Two things can exist in one. Inika should not be being left at home, but I understand the business model behind requiring athletes to show up in order to acquire these points.
But even if you act as if it is a fair system to get, I'm not saying you, but like to say that, then it needs to be like, okay, these meets are each Diamond League has their own meet director, right? Mm-hmm. And that meet director gets to decide whether I run or not. So if that meet director does not,
I'm not arguing with that.
So if that meet director doesn't mess with me or doesn't mess with my agent, and so therefore I can get into this meet, you can't say it's all on me. If that's the case, you can be like, then if the point is to make sure the top athletes get into these races, because I have been top in the world and they said, no, Corey, you can't run in this race. Then there needs to be 5 spots.
That is also an issue that needs to be addressed.
There needs to be 7 lanes where, hey, we're going to go descending order. You get in to whatever race you want.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But
I don't disagree.
They're working against us on both fronts.
Yeah, I think that's true as well.
So if I can't get, that's what I'm saying. If I can't get into the meet and I can't get points, I can't get a ranking, and then the only other opportunity, because Diamond Leagues pay money, these other meets don't pay money. The only other thing is like to go ball at a World Championship, and now I can't go to the World Championship because I couldn't get into Diamond League meets, and I probably won't become a big name because I can't. It's a negative feedback loop, and I'm the type of person, I just want to see the best go at it. I want to see King Kong versus Godzilla.
Right, and we
all
want to see.
And you guys are over here sending. I'm not
And if
calling
the best
anyone
isn't showing up, then.
But Anika was showing up. You can't say that she wasn't. She showed up when it counts at the Olympic trials. Get out of my face.
All right, I think we should move on to the next topic. You're a little bit too emotional about this one.
I just want ballers to ball. Is that wrong? Can ballers ball?
Next topic.
The last topic is actually something low-key positive. Is Gwen. She out here getting y'all's rights. Y'all can protest within guidelines and bounds. But she really was like, I'm gonna be an advocate and take all the hate. And something positive came out of it for once today.
Hold on, I want to pause for this because if my child was here and you woke him up with all those antics.
Liam needs to know what's going on in the world, okay?
All right.
He ain't got school tomorrow.
Go ahead.
You know,
gang. All right.
I'm an air sign.
Gwen Berry.
That's why I can't sit down. Like to.
The IOC has announced that athletes can now protest at the Olympic Games this summer and going forward. Go ahead. That last topic took it all out of you. Liam isn't here. He's fine.
I'm just proud this woman got things done.
Ed said your blood pressure is high.
It is high. I care. Like, I care about my sport. I'm passionate about it. Like, even if I'm not... Here's the thing is, like, I am someone, like, right is right, wrong is wrong. Like, I want everyone to have an opportunity to, like... She's been working for this for 5 years. Y'all let her walk around this track and wave.
That's the part that I feel is really most egregious.
Yeah. And tell her that I'm an Olympian. She was on social media so proud of herself. She thought she had completed the mission, and y'all swept the rug out from her. If that was the case, y'all should have figured that out before you put that medal around her.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, this is not the first time USA Track and Field has done that. They did it to Quinera Hayes in 2015. I think so much so they gave her the gear and then told her she wasn't going.
And do you know what I want?
It's not the first time that it's happened.
Like, y'all can keep your gear.
But next topic, Gwen is amazing for taking that suspension and help making change.
Yes.
Mike Larry. We wanted, so we talked about so much controversial stuff that we purposely ended on this note. This is the last topic for the night. So if you have any other questions that you want us to get to before we sign off, also any suggestions for future episodes, we will be reviewing every day of the Olympic Games.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like,
every day.
I don't even know if we're gonna get to the Olympics at this point. Like,
are we gonna sit on this couch and do it, or are we gonna go to like a different set?
Look. I might quit. I almost quit 3 times this video.
All right, so let's finish up, Gwen.
It is just amazing to see that, like, athletes are more than just entertain. Like,
Gwen is going to the Olympics. Yes. She's going. We're ending on a positive note here. She's an advocate
for change, and she is using her platform for causes that she believes in, and for the right for athletes to speak their voice and speak their truth. And she is taking the backlash from crazy people on Twitter, from senators, from people who are coming at her because she's not American, even though it is an American's right to protest. Mm-hmm. And I just think she is an amazing woman, and give her roses.
Sorry, I didn't blend in my highlight.
You gotta blend. I don't know. Like, I told Natasha, I literally just figured out how to contour my nose, and
she did a great job.
And it's really over for you girls because I'm out here looking like this. Okay. The comments I've seen yes.
Also, Aisha, Corey's rep is West Felix.
Gang gang. What?
The infamous Allison Felix's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, he was like, I only represent Allison.
Gwen is going to the Olympics. Oh my gosh.
Gwen is going to the Olympics.
I feel like we talked about so much negative stuff that people thought like we were going. No,
we wanted to end. We tried to what's it called?
We tried to open and close with some good stuff.
Yeah.
Some good news.
Because there was a lot of mess in the middle. Gwen is amazing. This is a good format. This is good.
Thank you.
Honestly, Natasha obviously is a professional, and I am a hot mess that like sit next to her. But we have a good time.
I let a cuss word slip tonight.
And you said that Jamaican cuss word too. She likes to. She cussed in 2 different languages, guys.
You weren't supposed to know that that's a cuss word.
I didn't know, but the guy said it.
Until,
Look, but I hope you guys learned something, because I feel like we are trying to get you to understand what athletes go through. At the end of the day, I want to be an advocate for the athlete. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I just like have no F's to give about saying the right things and like making sure I don't piss nobody off. I want athletes to have the best opportunity to go after their dreams. And sometimes I feel like they are hindered. Mm-hmm. And I also feel
Let's highlight this comment. Criticizing your country when they do something wrong is the most patriotic thing you can do. Yeah. We needed to bring attention to that.
Yeah.
We're done with this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we have nothing. Yeah. And I also and while we understand the rules, I also feel like the way that some of these women have been like torn apart and had to like expose their lives to people who shouldn't know nothing about their business, because it has nothing to do with what they're doing on the track, is just really egregious. Mm-hmm. And I don't like it. Lord, I comment on her Twitter post, and the hate I was getting for supporting her was crazy. But keep supporting her, because imagine if that's the hate you get for supporting her, imagine the hate that she's getting. Natasha's lip cells should skyrocket because Cora's lip.
Exactly. I'm wearing the same links. Neither one of us have budged all night.
Where to go?
400mdiva.com. Get you some.
Look.
I'll drop it off in the mail first thing in the morning.
Use my affiliate link.
Jordan, thank you. It's a track girl summer. We're gonna be here all
I'm gonna kick the table.
all summer long. So let's.
I really had no intention on going off like that.
You went off. Give us your last questions before we get out of here. We're hitting 2 hours again. I don't know if 2 hours is gonna be our ongoing format.
We do have the AAC.
Yeah.
Yes. But you know.
The problem with that's a video for a whole topic for a whole nother video.
I can't.
But I think the problem with the AAC stems back to what I said earlier. Athletes need to be informed. Athletes need to take the responsibility to be informed and to speak up and show up. And athletes don't necessarily do that. And so
I also think sometimes I feel like
so let me tell you what ends up happening. The people who are in the room making the decisions are the ones that it doesn't really affect. And then we get mad. It's kind of like voting. We get mad when things don't happen our way, but it's like, but did you show up? Did you speak up? Did you vote? Oh, okay. Do you know how the system works?
I remember that man told us about world ranking. I didn't like it then.
Okay. So now we're here.
We got a super chat.
Let's acknowledge that.
Dive in. This ain't OnlyFans.
Thank you for the super chat, but no. No. Gwen is being targeted unfairly. This country was born out of protests. Yep.
Who are your track and field crushes?
I'm too old for that. Once upon a time, I did have.
I'm not going to finish that. Say it.
Huh?
No. Once upon a time, not long ago.
Thank you for the super sticker.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
They just donated.
When
will you be making your Olympic picks? We'll need to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of things to do in prep for. Should we tell them what we're doing tomorrow?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Natasha.
All right, sorry. Well, I didn't say anything. I just kind of teased. So just make sure that you come back.
I have an idea now.
All right.
Natasha handles all the business. I handle all the crazy creative. So.
Did old boy with the... Oh, shit.
I apologize, and I said that man's beard connected, okay?
Funny story. A friend of mine knows that man and went out to dinner with that man the other day. Sorry to this man. I'm really sorry with him. Sorry. Like, karma came and got her. Karma got her. All right.
Put roots on me.
I'm behind. So, one of my moderators made it. Natalie, thank you so much. How much diversity is in the IOC leadership? That is a great question.
I feel like
we should look into that.
Yeah. I feel like I used to know stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate your support.
Didn't someone say all you have to do for evil to flourish is do nothing? Stand up. Wow. Come on, drop bars. Drop the bars. Did y'all have any racist experiences overseas?
I had one.
Tell us about it.
So, Beijing, 2015. I don't know if you remember that meet, but like there was an issue with like the money there, that like the hotel money was like there was an ATM in the hotel, and like it was giving out counterfeit money. So anyways, me.
Oh yeah.
So
that did happen.
Me, Allison, and Geneva, we like go to the mall to get food, and we try to play this cab driver with this counterfeit money, and the guy was like, "This is not real money," and I was like, "I don't know." And meanwhile, I'm trying to Google Translate because this guy is speaking at us in Chinese, and he was like not letting us at the cab, and I was like, "Sir, I don't know what to tell you. This is all the money I have. Here you go." Anyways, we go to the mall. And we get to this restaurant, and we're like waiting in line to go, and they keep seating person after person, and it took us a while to be like, oh, they ain't seating black people, because we at one point we were like, hey, and they were like, no. But I will say the next restaurant we went to, they were the kindest, sweetest people, and we had a good time, I also think sometimes we are shielded from racist encounters overseas, because when we go there, we are going there in the role of athlete, and we are in locations where they know you're an athlete. Like when you're in the stadium, when you're in the hotel, they know like these are American athletes, and I think there is a like, oh my gosh, we're so happy to be here, we love track, and so I feel like in a lot of places we have been shielded from like. Does that make sense?
I get what you're trying to say,
because I feel like I've had that where like people.
I think even in those experiences where we feel like we're shielded from, there have been experiences where it's like, you're just a black athlete, shut the hell up, be glad to be here. Definitely have experienced that. Have experienced difficulty getting taxis in China. Not really my story to tell, but my mom, when we were in Moscow for the World Championships, for those of you that don't know, but most people know that my mom is very dark skinned, although I'm just a light skinned version of her. People would walk up to her and just like touch her skin because they haven't seen dark skin before. Have definitely been in some instances.
But I will say, for the most part, my experiences around the world has been amazing because I just like seeing other cultures.
Thank you for the super sticker.
Tana, baby.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Podium Pink from the 400 Meter Diva collection.
I did all this talking and
it hasn't budged. I done talked and sipped wine and it hasn't gone anywhere. The combo is coming to a close, and yes, they addressed Bri, not really Salwa. Thank you, Aisha, for addressing that. If you want to ask your question again, Max, maybe we can. I missed your question, but maybe we can address what it is that you want to know about Salwa.
Did y'all talk about Salwa?
Oh, did we saw and
we talked about? Yeah, we didn't really talk about Salwa. I feel like there was a lot of things to talk about, and I just
we tried to not end up at 2 hours, but here we are, and we're losing folks.
It's past my bedtime.
Past mine as well.
I didn't blown a gasket.
Today was an exhausting day, but we survived. There was a lot of news.
I
A lot of bad news.
I won't be back until it's track girl fall. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Like, we're postponing track girl summer because my little heart can't take it. I just really care. I love our sport and the athletes in our sport and like their people and like if you know their stories and like I want and like obviously not everyone can win, but I want people to like win.
My next competition is next Friday.
And I'll be going live while Natasha. I'm lying. I was gonna say
you should go live
while you're competing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that because I'll be out of town, so we got to figure out.
This should just be turned into like a podcast at this point because she says like.
Well, I think they like to see us. There are so many ways that track and field is unfair. That some of the lengths USADA goes to can be considered excessive.
I don't know if that's.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
We got to keep the sport clean.
We got to keep the sport clean.
I just think the rules and regulations should be applied equally across.
Fairly. Yes, yeah. Agreed. Which was an amazing experience when your race was over.
Well, if her race is over, yeah, I feel like you would have to have missed it.
Sorry. I feel like every time I say sorry, I want to say sorry to this man. Yeah. All right, so do we have any last parting words? Unless you guys have any last questions. USADA has the same rules for MMA though. So that's this is a misconception. USADA does not only test track and field. USADA tests MMA, swimming, wrestling, fencing. Like, no tea, no shade. The NFL and the NBA, they don't want USADA to come test them. Why? Because the list of banned substances at USADA is so extensive. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Next question.
That's a weird question.
What do I think about LGBT athletes or LGBT people in general? Love who you love. That's what I think. I don't think that has anything to do with who you are as a person, your athletic capabilities, your intellect, how you treat other people. Love is love.
I think it does have to do with who you are as a person. Like I think it's so lame that I'm straight. Like I just feel like
I was really like, what?
I just feel like it's like, could you like men, Corey? This is what we're doing. Basic.
Thank you,
But
Max.
I'm an ally. No one asked, but
oh, the swim cap thing.
Like,
now that is a clear, like all the other stuff today, we were like, nah.
Why don't you just drain the pool after they get out of it too?
Yeah, that one for
sure.
sure.
It doesn't go with the natural shape of the head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you get all these bundles in a cap?
Definitely can't get these locks in there. You know, I mean, yeah.
Also, do you know the caps don't even like keep your hair dry?
They don't. It's a scam. The whole thing is a scam. And yes, the mixed relay will be contested at the Olympic Games. That question has come up quite a few times.
Yeah, I'm sure Allison's gonna be on some relay.
Yeah,
she mess around and be on all three of them. You know how Allison she'd be like, you know, let me sneak on this 4-1. I'd be like, go ahead, little one. That is the most consistent, solid second leg we've ever had. And you're asking in what relay? Both.
Okay. Do you think sponsored teams would be a good idea in pro track and field?
We kind of already have them, but like, I
feel
feel
like have them in the distance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think they provide. So, let me break this down. Okay.
Oh yeah, he was. That did happen.
First of all, Kim Collins is a vampire, and that is a fact. You heard it here first. That man does not age. And has the most amazing.
Right. It was in London, not Rio.
What were we even talking about before? I was gonna break something down. Oh, teams. So what I was gonna say is like, there is a financial burden to being a track and field athlete. you get a contract, and sometimes they will have it's Kobu, yeah, gang. And sometimes you will you might have a stipend for coaching and physio, but like a lot of times you will be paying out of pocket. I mean, you would pay out of pocket to pay your coach, pay out of pocket sometimes to travel to meets. You would pay out of pocket to get treatment.
Yeah. And
it's a lot of work to maintain.
We're a walking business expense.
So, but with these teams, there's a team physician. There is a team of sous. So if you guys are going to camp, you don't have to pay for the Airbnb. You know, your company sponsoring it. So, like, I think it would be great because I feel like for some reason that business model has only made it into distance. But, like, I think it would be great. I think the only thing, distance runners have that, and then, like, the field event have, like, the training center, and the sprinters, we just be out here. Probably because not all sprinters play well with each other, I feel like. But, yeah, I think it would be really great because I think it would
make more sense financially.
And it's just, like, it would professionalize the sport in that, like, if I'm on the Lakers, I ain't gonna worry about how to pay for physio. Like, the Lakers gonna make sure I'm good because I'm part of the team.
Yeah. I think the sprinters definitely struggle with collectivism.
Yeah. You know me, I just want the best for my sport. Give the athletes the money.
Yeah. My son is almost 2. He'll be 23 months in a couple of days. He did not come to the trials, and he has not met Allison's daughter yet.
Do you know what I'm really excited between Boot, Cammy, baby Harper Nelson? Like, there's gonna be a little BK riders the next generation. I'm about to get pregnant just so I can put a child on the team too, and that would be
I think Liam is fast, but I don't want him to run track. 10:05. The very impossible standards is against the Olympic spirit by keeping out athletes of lesser sporting nations. Well, so
I'm an American, so
I know, but I am curious about this, right? Because there is the standard, right? And there's the world ranking thing.
But don't they have that like special?
They always have like the special round of the 100 where, to be in the spirit of Olympics, they allow more people in. Slower people in, and they run an additional round in the 100. They only do it in order to see if they'll advance to the next round. But
is the spirit like
there's the spirit of the Olympics, but there's also the spirit of are you trying to be sitting in the stands watching a bunch of slow races?
Because I think part of the spirit of the Olympics is to see the world's best.
See the world's greatest.
And doesn't matter what country they come from. It's not my fault that America balls.
Okay, so let's clarify this.
Actually, it is, because we out here balling.
Isn't the Lance Brauman group in Claremont Adidas only? So what we have is we do have some coaches who are sponsored by shoe companies. And what ends up happening is those coaches are only able to coach athletes that are sponsored by said sponsor. But they don't necessarily form a track club that is sponsored by that sponsor that then covers those expenses of the team. So every individual is still, and the crazy thing about it, right, is every individual is still required to cover their own expenses. That coach gets paid from that sponsor, and every individual athlete is probably paying them as well.
Can I also say what I feel about this?
Go ahead.
I also feel like it screws the athlete.
Because if you perform well under that coach, you don't want to leave that coach. But if you're stuck paying an inordinate amount of money to this coach,
or, for example, okay, there's two ways this can go. If you want to go to this coach, but like you want to sign with a different company because they're going to give you a bigger contract, are you going to risk not going with the coach that you want and like not performing the way you want? Or do you want to because they can be like, well, he's a Nike coach. Got to come with Nike. And we're going to pay you half of what you are worth because we know you want to stay with your coach. I really think
This happens.
I really think that coaches
This
who
happens.
take these contracts are shooting their athletes in the foot, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
For shoot or shoot.
Shoot, I'm sorry.
Send me your
Don't even say anything this time. I'm
Send
afraid.
me your LinkedIn.
Now, now the LinkedIn.
I don't want the Instagram. I want the LinkedIn.
I ain't mad at it though.
I'm
not mad at it. As a matter of fact,
not because I need a man to take care of me, it's because I can take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I forgot. I was like, we're forgetting something.
We were going to talk about that.
I just want athletes to get their bag. Go ahead. We've done nothing because you were not at the table. I need to stop. Like, honestly, like I just want to point out. I'm in protect mode, and you know how I get.
She's drinking body armor, and I had a glass of wine.
I just like y'all ain't gonna come. Y'all ain't gonna come for y'all. Keep it respectful because I won't. Is what I'm gonna say.
All right, I feel like on that note, we have. Oh God, we've gone past the 2-hour mark. We have 120 people still here with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for keeping it mostly respectful. We covered some tough topics.
I think we did it I think you did a great job. I think I did my best.
I think we both did our best. Oh God, I don't even know if I should pull this up. But even if the standard is 1045, the 9, 9, and 10-0 athletes will still be the ones being selected in most of their nations, but it gives opportunity for an unknown superstar to emerge. Will they emerge though? All right. Let's not. Because we're remaining respectful.
You know what? You can't make sense out of nonsense. Like I'm not.
No, because what's not fun to watch is a 9-9 against a 10-4. So
can I ask you a question? When football player Metcalf, when did you watch that Mount Sac? Was that fun for you? Was that the best track and field had to offer? We were giving opportunities for an emerging star, and no shade to him because he did his best. But what I'm trying to say is, I would rather see some fast times. I would like to see some heavy hitters go against heavy hitters. But you know what? I'm just someone who enjoys, good track and field. And the way I drive good track and field is by fast time. If y'all want to describe it some other way, let me know in the comments. Get me out of this live, Natasha, because I feel like I just hear. I just feel like today has me on one.
It has you on one.
And a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We enjoyed this. So please stop. We enjoyed this time with you all.
I didn't. I did, but I didn't. This was rough for me.
Be on the lookout for more lives from us. Will we be doing any recorded videos? No, we'll just be doing lives. Yeah, we'll come up with a schedule. We'll definitely be here every day for the games. And
I'm not gonna make it, Natasha, but I'm gonna be here.
We're gonna make it. We'll be here. We'll be on the couch. We might.
And I'll be looking for that LinkedIn.
Y'all.
Stop. Corey, you came at the right place.
Yes. We celebrate Juneteenth, but happy that holiday for y'all this weekend.
What is that? What is Mad Dog? What is this? What's a bottle of Mad Dog 2020?
Super chat. Corey doesn't drink, and she doesn't need to.
I'm gonna start. Y'all have driven me to drink.
On that note, guys, thanks for joining the party, and we will see you next time.